There's nothing quite like it. The thrill, the teetering edge shiver of an intense game that has no clear winner. In such a situation where any team can claim victory with the next shot, the buzzer beater delivers every fan's adrenaline victory rush. The winning shot may come down to a second or two left on the clock, and sometimes even less than a second. Many shots may present themselves as buzzer beaters, but a perfect buzzer beater is a shot made with no time left on the clock. This is what delivers the high. In today's video, we take a look at the top 10 buzzer beaters in NBA history. The list is not in any particular order. The list is merely a discussion guide for some of the coolest, edge-wrecking buzzer beaters in the game of basketball. So then, let's get right into it. Kevin Durant makes it 3. In a 2011 game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Dallas Mavericks were leading 102-101 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. With only 1.4 seconds left on the clock, Thabo Sefolosha passed the ball to Kevin Durant, bypassing the outstretched arms of the Dallas Mavericks forward Dirk Nowitzki. Kevin Durant wasted no time dribbling as he quickly took a three-pointer shot and secured his team's victory with an impressive buzzer beater shot. The game ended with the Oklahoma City Thunder securing 104 against the Dallas Mavericks 102. Stephon Marbury's speed run. It's April 19, 2003, and the game between the Phoenix Suns and the San Antonio Spurs in the first round of the 2003 playoffs delivered a game worthy of the record books. The San Antonio Spurs were leading 95-93 in overtime, and Tim Duncan was graced to be at the free throw line for his second free throw, having just 5.1 seconds left on the clock. Tim Duncan had missed the first free throw already, which had denied the three-point lead for his team, the San Antonio Spurs. Unfortunately, the heavens had decided otherwise as Tim Duncan missed the second free throw as well, with the rebound landing squarely in the hands of the Phoenix Suns player, Stephon Marbury. Marbury, delighted at his good luck, sprinted down the court, shooting from the three-point line to give the Phoenix Suns a one-point lead against the San Antonio Spurs. J.R. Smith against the Bobcats. In a 2012 matchup between the Charlotte Bobcats and the New York Knicks, the game had reached a standoff point as the Charlotte Bobcats were tied up with the New York Knicks. The clock showed 3.4 seconds remaining in the game, and unfortunately for the Charlotte Bobcats, the New York Knicks were the ones in possession of the ball. Point guard Jason Kidd passes to J.R. Smith, who's positioned in between the three-point line and half court. J.R. Smith makes two excellent dribbles towards the left sideline and ends with the jumper at the buzzer, almost as if he's slotting in the shot in midair to take the lead over the Charlotte Bobcats. The game ended 100-98 in favor of the New York Knicks. J.R. Smith outshines the sun. Down the road, only a few weeks later, the New York Knicks are caught again in the same standoff situation with very little time left on the clock. The New York Knicks were tied up against the Phoenix Suns and tied with a score of 97. With only a second remaining, once again, the teamwork of Jason Kidd and J.R. Smith finished the story. Jason Kidd gives a nice pass to J.R. Smith, and like a time loop, J.R. Smith finds himself on the left sideline with no time to spare and scores a two-pointer to deliver his team, the New York Knicks, 99 points to defeat the Phoenix Suns. The balancing act of Emeka Okafor. The New Orleans Hornets were up against Utah Jazz. It was March 2011 and the game was looking like a drag. It sure did pick up getting to the end when the Utah Jazz forward secured a lead from a free throw shot to put Utah ahead 105-103 with just 1.3 seconds left on the clock. Utah Jazz's victory sure looked set, but the New Orleans Hornets had other plans. With no timeouts remaining, the New Orleans Hornets had to go the length of the floor. Aaron Gray threw a beautiful pass all the way down the court like it was his final sacrifice for the continued survival of his team. The ball tipped and was picked up by Emeka Okafor, who was losing his balance. He was 20 feet away and time had run out. Emeka Okafor flipped an off-balance shot which tied up neatly with the buzzer, taking the victory from the Utah Jazz and placing it in the hands of the New Orleans Hornets in overtime. Dwayne Wade shows how it's done. It was March 9, 2009, and the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls were tied 127-127 in a heated game in a double overtime. The ball was with the Bulls, who looked like they wanted to do an isolation play with John Salmons at the center of their strategy. But basketball has taught us over and over again that the game can switch out in spectacular fashion. Superstar Dwayne Wade stripped the ball out of John Salmons' hands from a double-teaming effort on John Salmons' blind side. Dwayne Wade made a shot for a three-pointer and Miami Heat took the win. Dwayne Wade's movement was indeed spectacular as he combined both defense and offense into one swift game-winning motion. Josh Smith's opportunity dunk. It seems some of the most dramatic buzzer beaters occurred during a tied game. On March 25, 2010, one such tied game occurred between the Atlanta Hawks, who were up against the Orlando Magic. The teams were tied 84-84. Josh Smith and the Atlanta Hawks looked like they would have the final say, as the ball, which was previously with Joe Johnson, failed to provide the winning shot from his one-legged jumper, which came off the back of the rim. Josh Smith surged forward with the high-arching rebound, and a moment which seemed frozen in time, as it should be, presented a brilliant outcome as Josh Smith put in a back dunk as the clock ticked 0. You rarely get buzzer-beating dunks, and when they come along, they're nothing short of impressive. David Lee's 0.1 second tip-in. On the 20th of December 2006, the New York Knicks were up against the Charlotte Bobcats. The New York Knicks were tied with the Charlotte Bobcats 109-109 in overtime with just 0.1 seconds left on the clock. Yes, 0.1 seconds. Not 1 second left, but 0.1 seconds. Now, there isn't much you can do in 0.1 seconds, but David Lee showed us how every second in the game of basketball really counts. From half court, the ball was lobbed over the basket, but David Lee was there. David Lee saw his moment as he tipped the ball in off the back of his hand and some way, somehow, was able to get the ball through the net to score for his team. 0.1 seconds. Wow. Now that's just brilliant. When Robert Horry punished Vlade Divac. It's May 26, 2002. The LA Lakers are down 99-97 to the Sacramento Kings. It's Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. The Sacramento Kings were positioned to take a 3-1 lead with the LA Lakers trailing behind 2-1. Then Robert Horry, aka Big Shot Bob, stole the show. The Los Angeles Lakers had missed a shot that would send the game into overtime, which allowed Vlade Divac to tip the rebound towards the end of his court to end the remaining time. Unfortunately, he failed. His failure, though, landed the ball in the hands of Robert Horry, who wasted no chance in slotting the ball in for victory and scoring one of the biggest shots of his career. Derek Fisher's finish with 0.4 on the clock. When there's less than a second for the buzzer, the shots that make it through are legendary and ingrained in the hearts and minds of those who love the game. On the 13th of May 2004, the San Antonio Spurs and the LA Lakers were at it again in one of their legendary rivalry matches. This was one intense match. It was Game 5 of the 2004 Western Conference semifinals, in which Tim Duncan did something few people have achieved. Tim Duncan hit a shot over Shaquille O'Neal and granted the Spurs an advantage of pushing them up 73-72 with just 0.4 seconds left on the clock. This was a match winner, and should have been. But hey, it's basketball, and the miraculous things are known to pop in every now and then. The Lakers called a timeout, advancing the ball to half court. With all eyes on Kobe Bryant, the Spurs double-teamed him, but that left Derek Fisher unmarked, totally free. Derek Fisher rushed across the free throw line and with his left hand, slotted in the game winner. The Lakers had taken back control in 0.4 seconds. Unbelievable. And there you have it, folks, the top 10 buzzer beaters in NBA history. Which impressive shot continues to play over and over again in your memory? Any incredible buzzer beaters we may have missed? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get all of our videos when we upload them. Until next time.